So I'm really excited about the product that we're going to demo for you today.
This is something Mom has been waiting for and hoping for literal years.
I actually went to the Thermoworks
Main office?
Yeah, back maybe 5 years ago.
While
And I'm
ago.
like, we really need a thermometer that works inside the pressure cooker. And now we have it.
It's got the meat and gateway. So the meat part is the probe that is made for the meat, and the gateway is the magical sensor thing that talks to my phone and makes it all work.
So they sent us this to test out, and it comes in a couple parts. So this is the gateway part.
It's got a little button on the back to turn on.
And we have already set this up. You connect it with your Wi-Fi and you download the app on your phone. So there's the app, and it shows the gateway. And when you set this up, you just name them.
So we named it PCT for pressure cooking today.
And
creative.
They sent us 2 of the little probes. We have a red one.
They've got a million different little silicone circle-y thingies that you can...
Yeah, so we chose red and blue, but you can change that up. You can add up to 50 of these probes. That's what it said in the literature. But yeah, they give you these little rings that you just put on the end of the probe. And that's how you know which one is called which in your app.
It currently comes in where you can buy the gateway and a single probe, or 2 probes, or 4 probes. And online they talked about how they are currently developing additional probes, and they have lots of plans for these, and we have been so happy with them so far.
Yeah, so they sent us in time that I could try it out for Thanksgiving, and I cooked 2 turkeys using the probes. I smoked one outside, and I cooked one in the oven inside.
They were too big to fit in the pressure cooker. She was feeding the crowd. But we did have pressure cooker gravy.
So these worked great. I just could connect the probes and use it on my phone. I would just sit in my chair over there, watch a little football, and I could just check and see how it was going. You can just swipe up and use another app and then swipe to it. And once you come back to it, it just takes a few seconds for it to update to the current temperature. So I really liked that feature.
So this little probe, it has 4 sensors in this part. It's got, I'm gonna take the red off. It's got 2 little lines on there. This little tiny one is the minimum insertion line. This part under here, it's a little bit more wimpy. It's only can only go up to heats of 212 Fahrenheit. This side can go up to 1,000 degrees. So it's pretty awesome. In your pressure cooker, it does go above 212 Fahrenheit, so you need to be absolutely certain that when you have stuck this in your roast or your brisket or your turkey, you cooked a turkey roll up? What's it called?
Yeah, so it's a roast, one of those boneless turkey roasts.
And they're all rolled up on each other?
And they come in the net. I took several pictures while I was cooking it, so we can show you that.
But you have to make sure that it's inserted at least past this little line and ideally up to this big line right there.
Yeah, so that's why these little rings are so great, because you can just put it on and press it down to the line where you need it to go. And then you know when you insert it into your meat, you insert it right up to that line.
Yep. These work they cleaned just as well as their Thermopen thermometers have cleaned. We've been really happy with them.
Yeah, so they charge in these little chargers, and you don't have to take the ring off. You just put them in there and press down, and they
have a little light flashing to be it's charging.
Yeah, so they only take 10 minutes to charge, and it should last for 50 hours.
Is it really? And it's got a little battery in the back that when the case is drained, you just replace the little battery.
You don't have to plug these in or anything. And it comes in this nice little case that you can
be organized.
Store them in. This gateway, they call it, it plugs into a USB outlet.
Yes, to charge.
So The best thing about this was that you can do 2 of them at a time and you don't have to be near it. You can, it hooks up to the gateway through your Wi-Fi, so it's not like Bluetooth that drops out and that you have to be close to. You can actually leave and come back and watch, you can watch and see what your temperature is. So if
as long as this doesn't leave, like if this
Right.
goes too far away, but this can still be like 1,000 feet away.
Yeah,
Like
here you
it goes
see.
through the wall
you
to our smoker.
You could go over to your neighbor's house.
Or you could just leave it there and take your phone.
Yeah, so yeah, just take your phone with you and you can see, like if you're cooking a roast, it can take 90 minutes. So that's plenty of time to run to the store or whatever, and then you can just look and see how your roast is doing.
We've been having lots of fun playing with it in terms of like figuring out like cook times. Like, some roasts are a little bit bigger, some are a little bit thicker in the middle. And so you could be like, I want my roast to be this exact temperature. Remember that when food rests, the temperature will continue to rise just a little bit. So you want to pull it maybe 10 degrees before.
So when I did my boneless turkey breast, I set it for 160, although I wanted to get it out at 165, 170. And so I set it at 160. My phone beeped at me. You just go ahead and click that and set it for whatever temperature you want. Mine was 160. And save that, and then it will beep at you when it reaches 160.
It's so cool.
And it wasn't hard to set up the app or anything. It made it very intuitive. They have really thought this through. So I'm really impressed with the Thermoworks and how well they've made this thermometer.
If there's enough interest, we are totally open to going through some of our more popular recipes, like our roast, our classic pot roast, and some of our other recipes, and saying, because some of these meats that you don't want a quick pressure release, some of these meats, right? So you need to plan ahead that for a release time in there. So if there is enough interest, we can go into our recipes and kind of update instructions for the RFX.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a splurge for this unit with the gateway and 2 probes. I think it was $259.
Yeah, I was going to say $249. So
yeah,
we're in the same
something
ballpark.
like that. So it's kind of a bit of a splurge.
But if you cook a lot of meat, if you have a smoker, it's awesome.
And it really takes the guesswork out of it. So if you want a fall apart tender pot roast, set it to go to 210 degrees or something like that. And then you'll know when it's ready. You don't have to kind of guess and maybe lock the lid in place and cook it a little bit longer. You'll know precisely. So this is really, really a nice advance that they come up with. I know I did receive an email that they said it was selling pretty well and they wanted you to go ahead and get it early so that in case they ran out before Christmas, that it wouldn't be a problem. And I can see why it would be so popular because I fell in love with it immediately.
Yeah, it's definitely a tool that if you have room for a splurge, this is my recommendation this year. So that's it for a review on the RFX. If you have questions, please put them in the comments below. We would love to answer them for you. And
be sure and like and subscribe.
thanks for watching.